What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to another episode of the Cram School Podcast. It's your host, Kale.
What up, y'all, boy? It's your host, Johnny Boy, back at it.
Man, it's been a minute. It's been a minute,
Yeah,
We
we had some technical difficulties on the live video.
so yeah, we missed out on some good calls. I felt like we made some good picks this past weekend for the college and NFL slate of playoff games, and it hurt us not getting that episode out, but we making sure we're doing better this time around.
Yeah, I hate that y'all ain't gonna see that, but it's
Man,
all good. It's all good.
man, how you been though? How your weekend go?
It's been pretty well. I ain't do much. Of course, watch football all week. Watch my team play. We gave it a good little shot against the Super Bowl favorites, but that's a story for later down the road.
Story for later on down the road. I ain't gonna lie. Watching that game, I was like, man, if Jalen don't pull this off, I'd be hurt a little bit because I got Rams. You know what I mean? And I talked the game about them, but also it's like y'all play the game. It was a game
Yeah.
worth being proud of and being a fan.
Yeah, I agree. Especially, we came from 2-15, 5-12, and now we 8-9, and we still trending up. We still need some pieces, but for us to compete against the Rams like that, it really showed that we got a team that we can build upon. So I'm happy about that.
For sure. I enjoy watching. Like I said, it was a good game through and through, all the way to the end. Like it was one of those. I said it. Hey, you said they got to stop y'all running backs, and look like they did. It's just that pass game looked real good,
It did.
and I think you called it when we were watching the game. You saw how the coach like plays soft coverage or stuff like that on the back end of the game on the second half, and that really hurt y'all because Sean McVay saw that middle being open and he started tearing it up, man.
Yeah, that whole drive really just made me angry because honestly, with that much time left, you really shouldn't be playing prevent. You should be playing your base defense, I believe. Because, we gave up 71 yards in 4 to 5 plays and eventually leading to the game winning touchdown, which really made no sense to me. But, it is what it is. He coming back for another year. Honestly, if I think the reason I don't know why he did it. I really can't. I don't know. Only thing I could think about is he wanted to do that because he knew we didn't have we don't have a good pass rush. We didn't have it all year. We didn't get no pressure all year. So I was assuming, I guess he thought that playing prevent was the best of what he could have got out of that 2 minutes. I don't know.
Not trying to jump too far ahead. Like obviously, like I don't know that was a crusher, but I do want to talk about college before we get into the NFL. I just wanted to ask how you felt about that game. But man, college football weekend. What? They started it off great. That Miami Ole Miss game popped off a great weekend of ball. I tell you that much.
Yes.
I
Ooh,
think
but yeah, that was a great game, boy. Great game.
I think it was highly physical. It was a lot of big hits. Uh it was a lot of high energy plays and a couple of controversial calls that went one way that could have went either way for both teams where Miami got the targeting call, but Ole Miss didn't get a targeting call. I thought the Ole Miss play was more so it looked like the DB was making a play at the ball instead of going in for a tackle, and they went helmet to helmet. So like I can see why they didn't call that one. I don't think they should have called the targeting call on Miami because like Buddy's falling to the ground and he was already committing to the tackle. So you know what I mean, like that the level change in the midst of it, you can't avoid it, especially when he spins into it while falling. You know what I mean? So it man, I don't know. I think the first crosser that it was a big hit across the middle. I said, "Oh my God, we got us a game tonight. We got us a game tonight." And I was excited. I was yelling at the TV.
Yeah, Miami, bruh. Tim, boy, I love that defense, boy. Uh of course they were super physical, boy. That's really why I like them. They fly around and they hit, boy. That's some old school hitting that I like to see. Uh I know they got a lot of they got banged up towards in the second half. They lost I think they lost 3 DBs, two cornerbacks, 2 of the starting cornerbacks and the safety.
Yeah,
So
lost 2 to injuries and 1 to targeting. So
yeah.
yeah, it was
Uh-huh.
so yeah.
I hope they come back.
I
Was it
think
was
I
it
mean
bad?
I feel like It wasn't. It was. I mean, first of all, it's the national championship. They'll be back. They'll be
True.
back. Like
Oh
unless it's
well,
like
yeah.
season
Mm-hmm.
ending injury, they playing this next game. You don't put your body on the line all season long, and then you say, oh, I got a little nicked up bruise or this, that, and the third. Meat can be falling off the bone, and them boys gonna try to get on the field. It's
Come
for a
on now.
trophy, you know what I mean?
Right.
So
Exactly.
it's one of those. Like I'm excited about this national championship matchup. I think I mean I called it. I said like yeah they got a great defense, but it ain't gonna be able to stop that Ole Miss scoring. And don't get me wrong, they did come up big a number of times, but ultimately Ole Miss shot themselves in the foot early on, which is reason of the outcome. You know what I mean? I think the end of the game, it could have went either way. I thought it should have been a pass interference call. You said they weren't gonna call it because it's the end of the game, but you look at that play. That corner, the corner had his hands on his chest long before the receiver even touched him and like try to make a play, and then you heard Kirk Herbstreit say, "Oh, that wasn't a catchable ball." It looked like it touched his hands to me. And number one, Stribling is Ole Miss's best contested catch receiver. You know what I mean? But neither here nor there. It was a great game from start to end. I was excited about it, and it led to what I thought was probably the wildest weekend of football. I was wrong in what I thought was going to be over unders. Like, had 3 games at the same score. I said, dang, like.
I think I was pretty close with the Ole Miss and Miami game when I said 30 something to 20 something. I think I said
Oh
30
yeah,
something to
yeah,
20.
no, yeah, for sure. Like cause I said mid 20s. I ain't expected to go like I said in 20 to 30ish range. But I'm just
Mm-hmm.
saying in general for the whole weekend, I thought it was gonna be a low scoring, good defensive battles because it's a postseason, considering the defenses that were playing. But I mean, everyone was getting it in. Everyone was getting it in. It just showed that the
Everybody.
teams wanted it. You know what I mean? So it
Yeah.
was,
Some good
yeah.
offense.
And
Some good
then,
offense this weekend.
yeah, and then on the other side of it, the Indiana Oregon game.
Bro.
Boy, I'm glad. I'm glad Dante Moore just say he coming back to college for another year. But I thought there was gonna be a way better output than that. Controlled environment. No man, that man fumbled a pass, a screen pass trying to throw
Bro.
it. I said, oh, I ain't even catch the beginning. You said it was pick six to start the
Bro, he
game,
gave
man.
them
It
14
was
free points, boy. In a championship game like that, you cannot do that.
man, it was tough to watch for sure. And this Indiana team showed, which also like people making all this fuss about the roster being as old as it is. Like get out of here. You played a game. You knew that before going into the game. You know what I mean? People are forgetting we had a COVID year. So that gave people that extra time in. You mentioned before we were talking how Carson Beck was in the same recruiting class as you when y'all came out of school, right? Hey, guess what happened when y'all came out of school? COVID. I lost the season of ball because of COVID, you know what I mean? But I ain't fight it. Like, hey, I went on, graduated. I'm on doing my thing. But at the same time, if you have the ability to take advantage of what's available to you, then do it. Don't get mad. Just play better ball.
Let me tell you that quote.
Go ahead.
Excuses are monuments of nothingness. Everybody who keeps saying that mess is nothing but an excuse. Cause every school can do the same thing Indiana just did.
I mean, I think what Bo Nix set the record for most games played in college. You know what I
Nobody
mean? So like,
nobody
don't
batted
sit here
eye.
and penalize. Don't penalize Carson Beck when we just talked about Bo Nix playing the most games in college, and
Come
it's
on
just that
now.
situation. I'm like,
Shoot.
man, I said it before the season.
They penalizing the whole Indiana team, bro.
Come on, they don't have a single 5-star on that roster.
Come
They
on
got a
now.
coach I want to go get guys that's gonna buy into my program, that's gonna sell out and lay it all on the line for my team. And when you do that, we can go be great.
Right.
We can go be great. Ain't no egos, ain't none of that. We can go be great and we can go ball and have a good time. And you see what's happening. They ain't even just beating teams. They putting belt to what? Belt to booty. Let's see who's gonna pull that bet out this week. You know what I
Right.
mean? But but honestly though, I said before the season started, I felt like Carson Beck, like you being a Georgia fan, and I listened to a couple of my buddies talk this week about how, nah, man, I don't like him, this, that, and the third. I understand, but he fulfilled his obligation to Georgia. He was there for his time that he needed to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when he was supposed to come out, his draft stock wasn't the best. What do? You stay, try to get another year of it. Guess what? This draft class was supposed to be loaded with quarterbacks. Archman is staying. Gary Nussmeier didn't have the best season. Drew Adler, he got injured. He ain't got much to go on. You know what I mean? Like all these quarterbacks that were supposed to be in front of him ain't there.
Right.
I said, like, yeah, Ty Simpson declaring for the draft. Cool. I think, if I'm being completely honest, the outcome of this national championship determines where Carson Beck falls in the draft. I heard Mel Kiper say he think he's a day 2 quarterback. I I can't argue with an expert who's been watching the draft for forever and analyzing these players. You feel me? But he also labeled Shador as a day 1 quarterback, and they let him fall to the 5th round. So anything can happen in these recent in these new drafts, in these recent drafts. So I just think with the outcome of this next game, Carson Beck can make a case for himself to be the 2nd quarterback off the board. And that might be crazy to some people, but I truly believe it. Like, yeah, turnover prone the previous 2 years, but hey, he ain't doing the winning matter now.
Mm-hmm.
They in the national championship. He took a gamble on himself. What Lane Kiffin say? He said when they found out they paid him 4.3, he said, did they watch our game against them? They did, and look what they getting out of them now. They in the national championship game, possibly the return of the U. You can't go wrong with it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even, in my opinion, with this outcome of the game, I still weigh out Carson as my 2. I think he got NFL traits that Ty Simpson don't have. But people gonna agree to disagree. But I don't
Like,
understand what's the discourse with Carson Beck. To be honest,
the thing about it is like you got to be hot the season you go into the draft. Like, yeah, they want to see development. He's been in school for 6 years, 7 years, whatever it is, but he's showing that development and showing that he can ball when it matters now. That some dudes have elevated themselves in the draft because of one season. And now we penalizing him for being in school because he made too many errors 2 years ago, last year, but now he's not making them same errors this year.
I mean, he was still good last year too. I mean, like of course he made. There was Carson Beck. He had a couple of
They said
games where it
23
was
picks, 3 in a row. 3 interceptions in the game, and then he snapped out of it against Tennessee. And I was hot because I thought we was going to capitalize on him and have all these turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
He came out there and balled out. But they said, 23 picks in the last 2 years, couple of years or something like that?
I think so. But that was in the middle of the season when he had multiple pick games. And he ended up fixing it. But it's like nobody said nothing about that. And honestly, I mean, if we talking about last year, I mean, they probably would have had a shot if he still played. If he didn't get hurt. Yeah. So
yeah,
I don't know.
But that's again, that's neither here nor there. But going into this game, obviously, I think even if Carson Beck mess around and pull off the upset and wins it at the crib against Indiana, I still think Mendoza going to be the number 1 quarterback off the board, obviously. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't negate everything that happened because of one game when he played great all season long, showed up in big moments all season long, and then they just lost, at the end. So, like, I don't think that affects him, but I think everything goes in Carson Beck's favor if they win it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he should even take a hit too much if they lose, you feel me? So it's just one of those but in that, I love this matchup because they both are physical defenses. They both got good running games. They got a solid receiving core on both teams. And that coaching staff, like, they got them boys right. I think Indiana's going to show up big because, like, it's history for them, right? But I stand on it. If I'm a Miami fan, if I'm a Miami Hurricane alumni, if I'm anything associated with it, I'm sorry, Indiana, but y'all ain't getting in this stadium. If I'm Ray Lewis, if I'm Ed Reed, if I'm Michael Irvin, I'm buying as many tickets as possible for everybody in Miami who are a fan of Miami to be in this stadium and fill it up. We the away team at the crib. Nah, we got to turn up on everybody. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mendoza said it's hard playing as the salad count team. So let's make them the salad count team. Now, when it comes down to the actual game, who do you think, outcome-wise, who you think got it? Because they match up good.
It is a good matchup. I think I'm going to go Indiana here. Why? Is because I think those guys are slightly better coached than Miami, and I think Indiana has more people to stop offensively than Miami. I think if you key in on a couple of Miami guys, like if you slow them down, I think you'll have a better chance of beating Miami as far as of course game
Who do you
planning.
take out? Who do you take out of the game plan for Miami then if you're gonna slow them down? Because
Oh,
they got two solid
you
running
know who I
backs.
want to take out.
And then we seen what happened, right? That's literally how Ole Miss lost. They keyed in on Malachi Tony, and Keelan Marion ended up becoming the guy that got them the first down every time they needed it. Every time they needed it.
I
Third and
mean,
short, fourth and short. They got running backs that's gonna run that thing to get the first down, especially when it's needed. So who do you take out of the game when you got like and I'm not trying to knock Indiana because they've been solid. They've been textbook all season long, right?
mm-hmm.
But this Miami team is a little bit different. I heard Fletcher. Is his name Mark Fletcher, the running back? I heard him talking about when Malachi Tony fumbled the ball against A&M. And he said, I just don't want to let you down, Fletch. He's like, you ain't letting me down. You've been playing great all season long. This is just God testing you to make sure you're ready for that big moment. You know what I mean? Going into that game. So now it's like, we say it, that boy Cole. And I ain't gonna lie, they like Indiana's receivers. I love them. They nasty. Number 13, Surratt. He's got if he a touchdown away, I think, from setting breaking the record in Indiana for most touchdowns in the season. I saw like it's a lot on the line with this game for both teams. I told you, I felt there was only three stories going into this weekend. Ole Miss, considering what happened with Lane Kiffin, return of the U, and the history behind this Indiana season. You feel me? So now it's the return of the U, and can Indiana finish the job?
I think
So
Indiana defense plays the run better than Miami. So
okay,
that's really why I'm saying key down on Malachi Tony.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna push against the grain. I want to see them win it. I think the antics on the sideline. I think the team, like how they play for each other. I really like Malachi Tony, but if he's taken out of the game, the other receivers step up. I think someone who's not been targeted much and will get more targets this week because of them probably trying to take out Malachi Tony is that number 7 guy. I think he's gonna have a big game this championship game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know his name, but I think yeah, the number 7 for Miami is gonna have a big game this week. Keelan Marion gonna have another. He can be that guy who he gonna find those holes in the coverage, and I think that's gonna be those. Carson Beck really gonna have to slow down the game and see the field through and not panic. But I honestly think with how this is shaping out, they playing at the crib. I want to go with Miami just to push against the grain, and
Mm-hmm.
that's just where I'm at with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to say you can't go wrong where you pick because I don't know how what game it
You
could end.
can
It
you
could
can
end.
go
You
wrong.
could go. I mean, it could end up like the Oregon game, or it could end up like
It
the Ole Miss
can.
game. So, honestly, I just want to see a good game. I really don't
Me
care who
too.
wins,
I don't
even though
want
I
I don't want
pick.
it to be a blowout in the game. I
Yeah,
don't want it to be a
yeah, I don't
blowout.
either. But I think the matchups we got, like I don't see a blowout happening. I don't. I just hope it ain't one because I want to see a great game, and I think both of these teams are. I really think both of
I
these
think
teams match up well too. So
I think as fans we deserve a great game. Not to be entitled, but come on, y'all done had us on the edge of our seat watching y'all play this whole postseason, and like Indiana, you've been putting belt to everybody, but now Miami, hey, y'all gotta show up because y'all right there. You know what I mean? Like
at
the
home,
college football committee got it right when they put them in over Notre Dame. The way it went about it sucked, but they got it right. Miami showing why they deserve to be here. Just finish it. Who gonna finish it? Who can limp across the finish line the fastest?
you ain't lying.
That's really what it
You
comes
ain't
down
lying,
to,
boy.
man. But aside from that, obviously the NFL playoff weekend was pretty good too. Um, Before we even get into that, I kind of want to talk about the recent departures of those two coaches up in the AFC North, Coach Harbaugh and Coach Tomlin. Um, I'm ecstatic about it because the possibility of one of them hopefully coming to Tennessee. But how do you feel about it? Like, where does your head go at it? Whereas Coach Harbaugh got fired, Coach Tomlin was like, "I'm gonna step down." You know what I mean? So it played out where I think Coach Harbaugh could have did the same thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like the team moved before he could, so it is what it is. Yeah. What's your thoughts?
Um, I'm not necessarily mad at it because both of them really haven't won anything since. I mean, like I think um, Mike Tomlin he won a playoff game since 2017. Uh, and Harbaugh he just can't get it done when he had ample opportunities. I mean, he had Super Bowl rosters to win the whole thing. So I understand that one. I understand Mike too. I mean, like you said, he ain't won nothing. He been 500. You been above 500. Whoop de doo. Can we win a playoff game, bruh? And it's like I like I like Mike, bruh. And what really, like I said, I think I said this before. I think him not having early draft capital really hurted him. So, cause like his team was always okay, but you never could get a guy who could turn the
Take
whole
your
thing
team.
around exactly. And
Yeah.
it's hard to do it when you pick 23 and pick 23 and above because like the best guys really go in the top 10. Sometimes 15 depending on how it is. So I'm not really mad at
I
it.
think I got you. I think it's like two long drawn out marriages that they only stayed together for the kids. Right? Like you ain't happy, but you stick around until your kid turn 18 and then you make that decision. Then like sometimes it's a shock, sometimes it ain't, and everybody saw it coming. Like at this point, Coach
Mm-hmm.
Harbaugh, you got one of the greatest quarterbacks in the league, and you can't get over that hump. You ain't got him to a Super Bowl to even lose it. Like you just said with Coach Tomlin, like you ain't winning playoff games. So like at some point, like we gotta I nothing against you, but I want to take my chances and see what I can do with somebody else, right? I
Right.
don't want to ride this until the point of, hey, now we losing. We ain't got having winning seasons no more. You ain't happy coaching here because every time you end the season, we in a spot where we don't get a top five pick, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I think they should have rolled that wagon till the wheels fell off with Kenny Pickett when they had him because guess what? Kenny Pickett garbage. That could have got them an
Right.
earlier pick or something like that, but they got him up out of there. It wasn't it. Then they took a chance on Aaron Rodgers. I wouldn't even have brought him in. I would have let Mason Rudolph take the reins, and if he ain't it, let my backup rookie quarterback get some snaps in. Because guess what? If they not winning games, we moving up in the draft.
Right. We can get
Like
better.
we had terrible quarterbacks, and not trying to change teams, but think about it. We had Tannehill. He was good until he wasn't, and then we had to struggle with Will Levis, and we had to struggle with now this first season with Cam Ward, where we lose it and we stand in the top of it until we get the pieces we need. That's gonna get us over that hump. We get us a coach that's gonna give us a new identity situation. So yeah, I think the losing season would have expedited the firing of the coaches because it's like, all right, you done been winning so much, but now this first losing season we got to part ways.
Right.
But I think they were a victim of their own product, right? Because these coaches are both got a Super Bowl ring early on at that point, but also like now it's like you do enough to make it to the playoffs. It's y'all or them every year making it to the playoffs, but no one's like capitalizing on that.
Mm-hmm.
So it is time to move on. You know what I mean? But I think it's good for the other teams in the league because now two great coaches are on the market. Who gonna get them? You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited about. I heard something about Mike Tomlin might take some time, a year off to like go do something like be a personality on like somebody's analyst or something like that before going back into coaching just to get that breath of fresh air before going back into it and figuring out if that like what he want to do. I think Coach Harbaugh gonna land a job. We talking 2 3 weeks,
Yeah,
two
probably.
3 weeks. He gonna be on somebody coaching staff. So
Well, you hired somebody before the Super Bowl over with, like a head coach.
of course,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
You're a losing team. You don't have a head coach. If you want to hire somebody, it helps you start your process of building.
Yeah,
He get
that's
in the
true.
building.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he get in the building, start meeting with the GM, start meeting with the owner, meeting with the players. The image that this is my vision of what I want. Right? It wasn't working out there, but now I think Coach Harbaugh might end up with the Titans because the prospect of what he has. He got a young quarterback. We got the number three. Yeah, the number three spot in the draft, maybe the number four. I don't remember. It
Yeah.
might we might be the number four spot in the draft, but we got over $100 million in cap space, And our GM has full reign over player personnel when it comes down to it. And I think him and Coach Harbaugh will work good together to get the pieces they need to help build Cam up. We just seen what he was doing with Lamar. It just wasn't enough. A fresh start. Coaches, when they get fresh starts, sometimes it's bad, but sometimes it's good, right? And when
Mm-hmm.
you're a good coach, it's good. When we got Mike Vrabel that first year, it was good. Now look at his first year with the Patriots. It's good. You know what I mean? So like is whoever gets him is going to be exciting to see. I I think he stays in AFC for sure because like that matchup against his brother. I don't think unless if he go NFC, cool. Possibly like I mentioned before, possibly the Cardinals giving them identity. And then that possibility, which it ain't gonna happen, because the Chargers ain't making it to no Super Bowl. But that possibility of him coaching against his brother in like a Super Bowl again, I think that's enticing enough to make him go to the NFC. But I don't think he's going to the NFC. I think he might stay in the AFC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why did Mike Vrabel leave the Titans, or he got fired?
Haley, he got fired,
Yeah,
man.
why though?
They rushed it. The GM traded away AJ Brown the following season. He had a bad year, fired.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Mind
that.
you, he was a coach of the year in his first couple years with us. One bad season, they fired him. It was dumb. He
Yeah.
was visibly upset when they traded AJ Brown away too. Like
Mm-hmm.
so, yeah, it sucked. But when we get a coach who got an identity that can come in and revamp this team, we either gonna go receiver or edge rush with the draft pick. And if we go edge rush, we're gonna have a defensive identity again, right? Because now we got Big Jeff, Tavondre Sweat, and possibly one of these young edge rushers. Where now our front seven could be electric. Because Sid Gray was number 4 in tackles in the league as a middle linebacker as a rookie. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah, he
that's gonna
was.
develop. We got Cody Barton who came from Denver, who was a solid like middle linebacker to beat up with him. So I think the right coach, the right identity could help us out. I'd love it to be Coach Harbaugh. I'd love it to be Coach Tomlin, but I don't think he gonna come. I don't know what he'll do. I can't speak for that, but I think just by the person he is and how he sounds as a coach, I think he might take a season to like just relax and breathe because 19 years, no losing season, always dealing with the scrutiny of the media if it's not up to par of what they think. It's a lot, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
considering the coaching carousel where coaches literally getting a season and a half before they get fired again now. So
Right.
yeah. But moving off from them, this playoff picture, we got it was like we said we spoke about it briefly when we talked about your team and the Rams. Um, just walk me through it. What did you like most? Like let's go through all these games and see like what game popped the most to you. Besides like get away from your team. What game popped the most for you this past weekend that like you was excited about watching?
On the NFC side, I think the most exciting game was well, the second most exciting game was the Bears and the Packers. Okay. So I thought it was over with for the Bears, boy. Like you down 21-3, you have to finish that game. If a playoff game, you got to finish the game when you up 21-3. And you blow that lead and lose, man. Man, that was a great game to watch, boy. Watching Caleb and all them boy come back. Oh my goodness.
Man, I ended up missing the first half because I was putting my daughter down for bedtime. But man, when I came out and saw it was 21-3, I said, "Oh man, I made a bad pick this week." But I stayed confident. I was like, you know what? They've been doing it all season long. This could be another one of those. I have faith in that team, like we talked about. I got faith in Ben Johnson with Caleb, and lo and behold, they stayed composed. They made the right plays, and granted, he did make some dumb decisions late in the game with the pick he threw on 4th and 1. Like, just throw it away. Just let him. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
if it ain't there, oh well. Your defense playing great. You ain't got to force it. So I thought that was a bonehead play, and granted, it didn't help when DJ Moore slipped, took an option away from him. But yeah, they battled back. They didn't flinch. It was one of those. Caleb Williams can be great, but at some point, you know Jordan Love gonna be Jordan Love. I saw somebody call Jordan Love the Tom Brady of Bryce Young's,
Heck
and
nah.
I ain't understand it, but it made sense. It was like because Bryce Young's so inconsistent. they think Jordan Love is the most when it comes to the inconsistency where he
Eh.
plays great. Hold on. They say he plays great. I mean, he lights out, right? And then there's some days where he's playing terrible, where it's like, who is this quarterback? He's not the same quarterback that just threw for 304 touchdowns and looked like the second coming of Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. You know what I mean? So like, it's just, and the example they used was against the Browns, or when they lost to y'all. You know what I mean? Like in situations like it's
Yeah.
games y'all should win, and you're playing down to competition. You know what I mean? So I the comparison and how they wrote it out, how they phrased it, I really wasn't rocking with it, but it did shine light on like you can watch sports talk shows where they talk about he make careless mistakes, or you hope like it's games where he plays great, but then it's gonna be those games where he's just giving the ball away or he's not protecting the ball when he makes certain decisions, and it was one of those like, can they come back? Yeah. If he starts playing like Jordan Love, the Bears got every chance in the world to come back. And even in that, right, they made the comeback, and the Packers ended up scoring late. So I'm thinking, but then guess what happened? Caleb Williams time, and that touchdown to and I saw that DJ Moore touchdown unfold. Like they did a mesh concept at the line, coming off the line, or like a wheel where DJ Moore released outside while everyone went inside, and the safety didn't get over, and it was just naked. He just had to wait for him to get out of that little jumble and off the line of scrimmage, and
Mm.
you saw what happened, the end result. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. The celebration by him, the energy they have, playing at Soldier Field is crazy. Like I'm excited about this week too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my boy got 13 game winning drives. Love ain't got that. Trying my boy out.
Nah, I seen it. I seen it. That's true. That's true. But Jordan Love don't have to do game winning drives usually. When they gonna win, they gonna win, and that's. But
We finished game too
ultimately, I
though.
think,
When we up.
huh?
I said we know how to finish game too though.
That too. But I think it's just been a pattern of recent years, right? I think the last time we made the playoffs, right? That season it was we had I think 6 game winning like come from behind wins, and we beat 6 playoff teams in that same season where we earned the number 1 spot as the like number 1 seed in the playoffs. And then it shows like every year is a different team where, hey, the game on the line, this quarterback hot this season. He ain't giving up that, you know what I mean? Like they got that come from behind win mentality. And when you do that, your team end up embodying it. Like, hey, I know my defense gonna give me a stop. If my defense give me a stop, I got a chance. And I think Caleb Williams caught it at the right moment. Like this
Mm-hmm.
is like him with Ben Johnson. Yeah, they caught it at the right moment. And yeah, I if they down, it's hard to bet against them. If they down, it's hard to bet against them,
Right.
especially at the crib.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I think my favorite game this weekend was the Bills Jaguars, because Josh Allen, they said the Bills hadn't won a road playoff game since '92.
My gosh.
I t- yeah, yeah. It's crazy. That's crazy. But I think we talked about it, right? Pat Mahomes not in the playoffs. You ain't got to worry about even going to Baltimore possibly, or you know what I mean, that situation. So it's like,
Right.
can you get it done? You know what I mean? It's shaping out to be, if he goes to Denver and put it on them, then hey, because the last year they beat the Broncos at the crib 31-7. But when I was out in Colorado before we moved to Ohio, they played each other in the preseason when it was Diggs's last year in Buffalo, and it was the year you thought like it was gonna be at Kansas City, had to go to Buffalo in that postseason. Like the playoffs went through Buffalo that year,
Yeah.
and that preseason they beat the Broncos like 48-15 or something. Like so, like the last couple times they done just been in front of the Broncos, they done handled them, and they came to Denver then. So I think it's not too far away from the idea of coming to Mile High. They done played out here a couple years ago where they should, or not out here, out there where the climate didn't affect them too much, right?
Mm-hmm.
The weather ain't gonna affect them too much, because in Buffalo, the same way it's
Cold
cold in
out there.
Denver, it's cold in Buffalo. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So
Yeah.
like I think I was excited to see like them get it done. I love um and it was, you've seen Trevor Lawrence get a win, but it was over the Chargers. His first, like his early on in his first couple of seasons in the league. But I don't think they were going to be enough. I love that the defense stepped up and made the play that needed to be made to get the win for him. Because Josh Allen plays great in the postseason. It's just his defense never does. His defense always let him down. He's in position to win the game. His defense gives up the game every time. So I think this year it has to be big. You gotta bring it home or at least make it to the Super Bowl this year, Josh. If you don't,
Yeah.
I think
Uh,
I think it. Go ahead.
the thing about the Bills, if you if the Bills can be up uh late in the game and they gotta throw to win the other team, the Bills gonna be okay because of course they got the number one pass defense in the league. So I'll take my chances on them boys.
Yeah, I think my thing was this too, and what stood out to me was there was a moment post press conference after the game, right? It was an older black lady. And you did a great job with this team this year. Like we'll be back next year. Keep your head up. Like don't let your head drop. You did great to Liam Cohen, and for me that put a smile on my face. I felt the energy and love from that lady, like telling him that. But like that's also a big deal because we talked about Coach of the Year candidates and him being one of them to take the team that had what four wins the year before or whatever it
Mm-hmm.
was you said
Yeah.
to get into now you won the AFC South. Y'all in a position of hey, we can actually do this. You know what I mean? Like Trevor Lawrence got to take that next step. How do you get past the first round, right? How do you get that momentum? I think he got time. If they had Travis Hunter, obviously that would have helped. But
Absolutely.
injuries happen, so it is what it is. I think a healthy team next year could be even more dangerous. And I'm saying that as a Titans fan in the same division as them. I don't care for the Jaguars. We'll get them at some point. We'll get them. Right now, we ain't. It ain't us in the playoffs, so I can talk about it. But I
Mm-hmm.
love that moment where the coach got encouraged, even though it didn't end the way they hoped it would end. I think Tre'Davious White made a great play. Cole Bishop being there to catch it off the tip, but Tre'Davious White made the play, which was all they needed. And then they said something about, first of all, Josh Allen was getting banged up. It looked like his
Yes.
knee was about, man, his
Yes.
knee. I said,
He hurt
oh,
a
that
knee.
was ugly.
He hurt a
He hit his
hand,
hand on the helmet,
and his foot was
and
already
I hated
hurt. His right foot.
yeah, and I hated how the commentators tried to make it. Oh, you see how the ball floated there now, and that could be so like, oh, y'all finna make it. Oh, he if he loses because of injuries. No, 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 no. Everybody get injured, fam. You better get it done. You know what I mean? So, but ultimately they got the win. I wouldn't be me personally like if they out here on my head like this every time I move. I ain't trying to run that ball, but also he Cam Newton size, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
go
big dude.
forward, like run through their
Mm-hmm.
face. Heck, the tush push they ran, the lineman picked him up and took him 7 yards.
Come on now.
I thought it was
Almost
a
scored.
touchdown.
Almost.
Man, his booty touched the ground. That was it. Hey, do some sit-ups, Dad. You'll be all right. If he squeezes his core, his butt never touch the ground.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my favorite game from the weekend. I enjoyed that one. I loved I loved the Texans defense Monday night. The Texans defense was crazy. Not gonna lie, DK started out hot. I was like, oof. But once they got comfortable, once that game got rolling, they set in. I was like, oh yeah, this gonna be ugly for them. And
Yeah.
it was one of those games where my wife was like, oh, it's boring. Well, I mean, might be a little bit, but ultimately it's playoff football. Defenses are what are the ones that usually like show up the most in games in the postseason like this. So you can't really call it boring. Like every game can't be a shootout.
Right.
If it's gonna be a shootout, how did they get a top ranked defense? You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like so, I just think that that Texans game. I told my wife we was watching them warm up. I said if we leave right now, we can get there by halftime. Like we can go watch it. But it's literally 2 hours away, maybe even less than that to go to Pittsburgh. But it was one of those like it was too cold. So I was looking at how they was dressed up for the pregame talk and stuff, like the commentators and stuff. I wouldn't sit out in no cold, especially that ain't even my team. I
Right.
wait till you know what I mean. If Tennessee
Uh-huh.
playing them in the postseason, oh yeah, I drive them 2 hours, but nah. It was a good game though. I enjoyed the fact that the cold weather didn't bother Houston. They came up, they balled out, they played their game. That pass rush was elite. That secondary, I seen a post. They called them the Fantastic Four. Now you pick who is who within that, but they called that secondary the Fantastic Four. The way they was
Yeah.
playing.
Mm-hmm. Bruh. That defense so scary, bruh. From the front seven to the DBs, boy. Bam. I really like I think they have the best defense in the playoffs right now. And if they can stay hot, bro, if the offense can score 28 points, they
We'll
probably
see.
go all the
We'll
way.
see. Because they got the Patriots this week,
Mm-hmm.
and not putting too much emphasis on their defense. Because I still don't think because the Chargers fired their offensive coordinator too, because like after that game. But I think two good defenses finna play each other in the Patriots and the Texans. And you
Mm-hmm.
got Mike Vrabel, who is he won some Super Bowls being one of those linebackers, right? And now you got a team that embodies what he is, that he coaches. So I think this is gonna be a really good game. Two former linebackers
Yeah. Identity
calling
versus
a
identity.
great defensive. Oh my God, man, this is
Yeah,
gonna be so exciting.
I agree.
Um, and then on the flip side, man, NFC playoff picture, we our picks. I want to get into the Rams Bears game. I like the matchup. I think in this, even though Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson been having a great year, um, I think even though they at the crib now, I think Matt Stafford goes in the Soldier Field with both his receivers being back and ready to roll. I think the Rams will be too much firepower for the Bears to keep from scoring. Um, I think their defense is gonna be locked in. They have their full D line, which would be a bonus compared to the Packers lacking in Micah Parsons, so they didn't have that edge rush they needed to contain Caleb Williams as best they do. I
Mm-hmm.
think the Rams is a team that Caleb Williams can't really afford to make those mistakes with, and I think Matt Stafford is going to be everything that Jordan Love wasn't. Right, Matt Stafford ain't gonna make those tedious mistakes. I mean, yeah, some great plays can be made by the Bears. The Bears being the number one turnover team in the league this season, but I think Matt Stafford will make them pay. Right, I don't think he's gonna be so leisurely with the ball. I mean, y'all played a great game against them. Y'all in the right spot when it mattered, but I think he's one game away from the NFC Championship and two games away from a Super Bowl ring. So I think Matt Stafford goes out there and gets the job done. I like the Rams over the Bears in this situation, and the Bears have been playing good all year. But the Rams ain't a team that you can go down and play catch up with because Matt Stafford ain't gonna let it happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bears. They also had a couple of comeback wins this season, but like we said, it's not the Rams. Caleb, he has to play clean football. No, there's a lot of games we'll probably have like one pick, or you'll force a pass that might look like a pick. So, I think Caleb, if he, if he plays his game of clean football, then they'll have a chance. But I think the Rams is, like you said, just too much for the Bears right now.
And I like the matchup with the secondary in Los Angeles with Jalen McCullough, Roger McCreary, and Forbes against the Bears receiver group, right? So I don't know how they're gonna match it up per se, but I think Rome Oduzze, DJ Moore, and Luther Burton, all great receivers. They've proven it this season, and in that tight end, I'm not gonna sleep on Cole Kmet or Caleb Loveland, or it's not Caleb
Colston,
Loveland,
Colston Loveland.
Colston Loveland. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not trying to like discredit none of that. You know what I mean? I just think they match up. Like if you're looking at the system, the Rams, they got three tight end sets that work really well, similar to what the Bears do. But I think a seasoned quarterback and Matt Stafford is like I told you a couple weeks ago. I think Matt Stafford not letting the second ring slide through his hands, especially when we on the brink of him walking away from the game, 17 years in, two rings. I think he's chasing that before he leaves the league. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. They man, that's a real good team too. And honestly, if we you think this offense better than offense he had when he won?
I honestly do.
I think so
And this
too.
ain't no this I don't think it's a knock to the team that he had when he won, right? But I just think what Cooper Cup is doing, or what Cooper Cup did when they won it, Puka Nakua, like yeah, he might not be a triple crown winner,
He doing the same
but
thing.
he's doing the same thing. You try to double coverage, he catching the ball in the air, he's making all the contested catches, he's catching screens and taking it for touchdowns, he's catching across the middle, burning guys to get to the end zone. I just think it's that you got an electric receiver who's going to be top of the league for a few years to come, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got another vet in Devontae Adams who it was you seen what Odell did and he got cut short in that Super Bowl, but he was on his way to a monster game. I
He
think
sure was.
Devontae Adams is chasing that first ring similar to what Odell was. I think he's gonna give them the business. It, yeah, I don't know. I don't know a corner that's gonna actually be able to just take Devontae Adams out of his game and say, "Oh, you ain't getting nothing." Also, the same thing with Puka. Like they tried to come up with schemes, and Puka still found a way to get open. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Mm-hmm.
I really like this matchup with the Rams against that secondary. Matt Stafford's a smart quarterback. I think it's gonna be. I think we're gonna see a couple of those no look passes that he's making like the business. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited about that matchup.
Yeah.
And then on the other side of it, we got this rematch between the Seahawks and the 49ers. Now, I think the final score was what 16-3 or 13-3 the last time they played each other to end the season for the number one spot. So I'm excited for this rematch.
That's right. Yup.
Yeah, it's a rematch, and the 49ers got to go to Seattle this time. I think I think the 49ers defense, they're gonna have D Winters back. So that's gonna be a big bonus, right? That linebacker that can go sideline to sideline. You got Eric Kendricks as that other linebacker that they acquired that he plays very similar to Fred Warner. I liked him when he was in Minnesota. I thought you got Fred Warner balling out, and I thought he was like a great value version of Fred Warner somewhere else. But like to have him in this San Fran system now, I think it's gonna be big. I think those two will be enough to Eric Kendricks is a coverage linebacker. He can cover, he can flow with the ball, but I think that's gonna be what they need to um no, I'm not gonna say that's what they need to because I think they're gonna work well together to stifle the run.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you could stop Kenneth Walker, if you could stop Charbonnet, then now you forcing Sam Darnold to win the game. And like it was they couldn't score the last game, so their defense was crazy. But now, like obviously the 49ers without Kittle is gonna be a problem, but we just seen Kyle Juszczyk step up big when George Kittle went down, right?
Right.
Juwan Jennings making great plays when you didn't expect it. Like I'm not gonna lie, that reverse to pass touchdown that he threw to Christian McCaffrey, I saw that happening. Like this man threw. That's the second touchdown he's thrown to Christian McCaffrey in the postseason.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But he got the ball. The way the play was schemed up, it looked like he wanted to pull the ball out of his arm early, but he was like, "No, it's not here yet." And then the moment that Christian McCaffrey got in that little window, pulled it out quick and let it go. And it was one of those like I think Coach Shanahan is gonna be innovative enough to y'all ain't finna beat us twice in 3 weeks.
Right.
Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not letting that happen. You know what I mean? So I think again we got Sam Darnold who's got something to prove because hey, you did great taking the number one seed when you was in this position last year. You didn't capitalize on it. You did this year, but now we need to see what you do in the postseason. And we got a team that's been to the Super Bowl twice in the last 7 years. You know what I mean? So in a situation where they was the team that lost to the Chiefs the first time they got that ring, and then to lose them in the fashion that they did by picking to have the ball first in overtime. I think now with the Super Bowl being in San Fran this year, I think they're gonna do everything they can to get back to that place. We looked up the report. Fred Warner not gonna play this week. I would. I can't push against it. Shanahan knows best, you know what I mean? So I'm not gonna say nothing against it. I think Rob Saleh gonna have enough. I think he's gonna scheme up a great plan with the
Mm-hmm.
linebackers and the defensive unit that he got that'll get them over that hump, that'll get them that chance for Fred Warner to come back next week and possibly like playing an NFC Championship game.
Yeah. I think I'm not too much worried about the Niners defense. I think the offense has to find a way to put some points up on the board because last game they only get put up 3. Uh I don't think it'll be I don't think they'll not put up 3 again. Of course. I think they'll probably put up around 20 something. I don't think it's gonna be a shootout. I really don't because these are both good to great defenses.
Really good. Yeah.
Uh, and both of the offenses. I mean, sometimes the Seahawks they can be shaky, and sometimes the Niners could also be shaky. But I think Brock Purdy has been pretty good in big moments for the most part. And Sam Darnold. I don't do we even have a playoff win yet?
He doesn't. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Last year, He got
So
bounced out after the first round, so it's one of those situations where he just got to prove himself. But I also think
right,
you're not gonna hold Christian McCaffrey to not having a productive game 2 times in a row.
right,
Like
exactly,
no one is able to do that. You got Brian Robinson Jr. behind him as that backup running back. That if you get CMC going, cool. Now when he needs a break, you got somebody that's coming downhill that can run through your face situation. So I think that's gonna be a good a thumper back to help when the run game gets going, like getting them linebackers to come downhill, which is gonna open up the middle of the field a lot more. And then you can flex Christian McCaffrey out. You seen what Shanahan did to get him open or get the ball in his hands against the Eagles. I don't think the credit to Coach Kubiak, credit to Coach McDonald, you feel me? But I don't think they're gonna have enough to stop them this go around. And I know they're gonna be at home, but it's the playoffs now, so every game matters. That was a game where it's like, all right, we seen what it was. It was a boxing match, you know what I mean? And now it's like, all right, it's the home stretch. Who wants it more? And I think it hurts. It hurts not having George Kittle, but I think this team is the type of team where they've been battling injuries all season long. I think they want to bring it home for the guys that can't be there with them in the postseason. And I think they just got it's that year, right? Coach Shanahan has to get a ring this year because Pat Mahomes ain't in the postseason. That's who literally has stopped them from getting 2 rings already.
right.
So I think it's got to be his year this year. You know what I mean? Like, but again, I'm not saying they gonna win it all, but the possibility of having the Super Bowl at the crib. Again, I got the Rams winning it all. I think they take the win over the Seahawks because it's that next step to get into it. Like, hey, all we got to do is get this win. We can possibly have this thing at the crib. You know what I mean? Like, we'll have Fred Warner back next week if we get a win this week. And I think that's what they do. They pull it together. They hold it off for one more week just so they can get Big Dog back, that field general. So that way, now we got and they playing. And think about it. Say the Rams and the 49ers hypothetically win, right?
Uh-huh.
If they both win, we talking about a game that is played in California. The Rams being the higher seed, right?
Yes. Rams
No. The Rams.
Ram 5th seed and
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
And okay.
Niners
So
6th.
if they play, so then they play in LA. If they both win, that's
Yes.
a warm weather game.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't got to worry about Fred Warner going side to side, quick cuts and stuff on his knees and ankles in cold weather if both these teams win. So get this win this week. You get your guy back next week, and yeah, y'all got something that y'all can really like build on and hope for with a possibility of being at home hosting a Super Bowl. So
Right.
yeah, I got the 49ers over the Seahawks this go around.
I think I think I'm gonna go Seahawks right here.
Really?
Yeah, I think
Twice in 3 weeks.
I think Sam Darnold is gonna find a way to get his first playoff win against the Niners, bro. I don't know if it's gonna be because of Sam, but
it's
I
gonna
think,
have to be.
Hey, I mean, we don't know. I mean, last time it won. Last time they gave up 3 points. So I mean, the defense.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
the
defense won them the game, sure. But that's why they won it. It wasn't Sam Darnold who won the game. They're gonna have to win it by him this time. If that's the case.
Technically, they both won it. I mean, Sam Darnold was able to put up 16 points, and the defense gave 3. So whoever scored the most point win.
Yeah, but that's true. That's true. You're right. But this is what I'm saying. I don't think they stopping Christian McCaffrey or this offense a second time in 3 weeks. And if this offense come out clicking and if they can score, if they play similar to how they just played against the Eagles, Sam Darnold ain't got a shot.
I think the Niners injury is gonna catch up to him. That's my
injuries been their problem all season long. I don't care about no injuries. They don't care about no injuries.
That's why I said catch up to him. Because I mean, sometimes that next man up jump don't work.
Catch up to him. Don't care about that catch up to him.
Sometimes the next man up don't work, bro.
So we start doubting them at the end of the season.
I mean, I'm not doubting them.
Don't work all season long.
I mean, I'm not doubting.
That's what doubt is.
I'm not doubting.
Sometimes next man up don't work. That's doubt.
Because it don't work.
But it's worked all season long.
That don't mean it gonna work for the playoff game.
I heard you.
I get it. Like I'm saying, the game could go either way, but I'm just saying I think the injuries might catch up to him.
I ain't giving it that credit because if it
That's
would have caught
fine.
up to them, they wouldn't have made it to the postseason. And
That's
think about it
okay.
because we talking about like they ain't had a quarterback to start the season, and injuries didn't catch up with them then.
True, it caught up with them when they only put up 3 points.
They ain't catch up with them, and I felt like they was doing too much. Like Christian McCaffrey dropped that could have went like he catch this first down, possibly a touchdown situation. Interception. You know what I mean? Like that ain't injuries catching up to them. That's just unfortunate like plays not going their way. That's all it was.
Yeah, we gonna see though.
We just made the same argument for we talked about it before how it didn't go the Rams way, right? Unlucky shakes when they played the Seahawks. It wasn't injuries was the reason because yeah they didn't have Devontae Adams, but ultimately it was a 1 point game, I believe when they beat the Rams. It
think
wasn't
so.
injuries.
No,
It was
I think
just
that game went
it
to
was
overtime.
a little luck.
Didn't that game go to overtime?
Yeah, and they won by 1. They went for 2
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
No, it
Yeah.
was to prevent overtime. I thought they went for 2 so they wouldn't have to go to overtime
Yeah.
or tie.
Yes. That's right. That's right.
But you know
Dang,
what I
that was
mean?
a
Like
real good game.
that was unfortunate and unlucky shakes for the Rams in that situation. I don't think that's going to be the same situation for the 49ers in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rob Saleh gonna call a great game and make it a defensive game again. But I think it's gonna be hard to stop Christian McCaffrey a second time. I think it's gonna be hard to contain the possibility of plays that they can draw up with Juwan Jennings when this guy shows up every game. Like players might not like him for his character and stuff, but when it matters, he shows up. He makes plays and
Yeah.
it puts them in positions to win. So
I think I'm not worried about Chris McCaffrey. I'm actually no Brock gotta play clean too. Cause he threw what, 2
he
picks
does.
last game? He threw 2? I think he
Mm-hmm.
threw 2 or 3.
But
And
but that's why you got to worry about Christian McCaffrey because one of them came off Christian McCaffrey's hands, which makes this game that much more impactful. Because if you're a great player, you're gonna take that to the. I let my quarterback down, I let my team down because one of them
right.
we could have scored. It would have been a completely different game if he scores that touchdown. You know what I mean, or catch that ball because now it's hypothetically 10-13 going into like that final stretch of the game. They defense shows up when it matters, and it's one of those like he let the ball bounce off his hands. I think you get a different energy in this matchup, and I think I think the offense comes out clicking and they score fast. They continually score, and I mean it might be a little bit harder this go around for them to stop the Seahawks. I think JSN gonna have uh a great outing. But I think his great outing ain't gonna be enough to get it done.
Yeah. I don't know. We're gonna see though. But
Yeah, I think if you get,
I just don't think it's gonna be a shootout though. But it's the
I don't
NFL.
think
It
it's gonna be
could
a
be,
shootout, but I think,
but I don't think
go
so.
ahead. I don't think it's gonna be a shootout. I think if you get Sam Darnold off script, the 49ers win immediately.
Yeah.
Like if you get him off script, it's a wrap.
Yeah. Uh but I'm thinking more like a 24-21 type game. Field goal decider maybe.
I'm gonna go 28, 21.
Mhm. I ain't mad at it.
But let's go back real quick, talk about the AFC side for those picks real quick. Um, we got the Bills versus the Broncos. I'm taking my chances with the Bills. I understand what the Broncos did. I understand their defense. I just think it's poised for the Bills to get to the game this year. Not win it, but get to the game this year. So I'm taking my chances and I'm picking the Bills over the Broncos. What do you think?
I'm a I'm not a believer when it comes to the Broncos offense.
Mm.
Uh Bo Nix, sometimes be Bo Nix, and uh I don't know. I'm really just I don't know. What's
This
up?
is another thing too. The Bills struggled against the run, they said, but the Broncos don't have RJ Harvey, so they
Exact.
don't really have to struggle
Wait, they
against the
don't have
run.
RJ either?
I think RJ Harvey's out. Or they said either RJ or JK. One of them went
Yeah,
down,
JK
and
been
since they
out.
went down, okay, then their run game hasn't been the top or as good as
Right,
it was once
exactly.
he went out. So they may have RJ. I might have messed up saying that, but if they can stop him, yeah, I got the Bills.
Yeah. If you got to force Bo Nix to throw, then I'm not like
You don't say that now because he
I
can and
mean,
he
he can
has.
throw it, but like I said, it's the number one defense, and Bo Nix is not always consistent. So I'm taking consistent number one defense over sometimes shaky Bo Nix because sometimes he will not give you the best game, and we've seen that plenty of times when the defense has bailed him out. So I can't. I'm gonna have to go Bills here, and I'm gonna go Bills also because of experience too. I feel like they got way more experience than the Broncos. Besides, of course, the coach. I said the coach. The coach.
The
besides,
court.
I mean that could be a reason why the Broncos could pull that mug off is because Sean Payton he been there before, so he know what it take. But
Yeah, but I think because also I think Sean McDermott is another situation of Mike Tomlin, Coach Harbaugh situation, right? If he
yep,
don't get it done this year, he out of there. Because you're not having losing seasons. You can't get over this hump, get into the Super Bowl, and they've had the conversation of is he on the hot seat? I think this year is gonna be that if he don't get to the Super Bowl, that hot seat get real hot. He might be out of there. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
I
So
think this is the year
but
for him
I'm
too.
putting my faith in it.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then we got the Patriots and we got the Texans. We didn't pick on it. We talked about identity versus identity, but who you got?
I think I'm gonna go Texans here, bro.
Really?
Yes, I I think CJ Stroud will figure it out against the Patriots. I think the Steelers D line front seven was better than the Patriots, and of course CJ Stroud struggled. I don't think he will have a game as bad as he had this last game. Then he'll have this game, and I think the Texans defense will make. I think they'll force 2 turnovers. Not on Drake. Well, it could be on Drake May, but it could be on a fumble or anything. I think they'll. I think the Texans will win the turnover battle.
I think I think I heard that. I think the Patriots can play a clean game. I think they're gonna lean more on veteran play from Diggs this week, considering he was just with the Texans last year. Um, I think Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson will have a really good game running the ball this week because of it's that pass rush coming down here. You got to you know what I mean, like slow it down some kind of way and let them come down here real quick, but go straight past them with the run. So I think the running back game will be a good matchup for this defense
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know. I don't know. I like the idea of getting a run game going, make them come down here, and then you got if that line blocks and holds up, I think Diggs beating anybody coverage. I think
Mm,
um
I think
Williams,
no. You keep going.
Doug Williams, it might be his name or something like that.
Uh,
I think he can have make a name for himself, and then Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry's a good tight end. I really think like the receiving weapons that the Patriots got, if the run game gets going, it'll be too much and it will overwhelm the Texans. So I'm gonna go with the Patriots in that one.
I think Lassiter and Stingley could do some damage to Stephon Diggs.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, he was with him. I think. Mm, sure, yeah, I can see that. But I also think they practice with each other. He know their tendencies as DBs and as a receiver. You know how much if you can make them think you're doing something, you can obviously sell it because you know what you're running. They don't.
Yeah, I
And
mean, but
Diggs
you can say
done
the same thing
one
about
reps.
the DBs too, though. They know his tendencies.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. But think about it. You either playing man or you playing zone. And a star receiver, if he knows which one you win, he gonna know how to sell his route. He gonna know what he want. He gonna know by the time his release happens, depending even if you're playing off, right? When he comes off the line, he gonna know what's happening based on like what your movements are. So I think I'm giving the edge to Diggs in this. Well, I'll say it's probably like 51-49. I'm going Patriots though. Like the percentage of
Mm-hmm.
who got what I mean, not score. Hell no,
Yeah.
not score, but
I mean,
I think I'm leaning more to the Patriots.
I think they'll have to actually focus on because I think they'll probably just end up bracketing Diggs, and I think the other
Yeah.
receivers gonna have to show up for Drake May
I
because I
heard that. I
mean
heard that.
if you bracketing
Um,
Diggs with Stingley or Lassiter, you have to you gotta have some other guys get open for so you can free up Diggs too. So
yeah,
yeah, we're gonna see
yeah.
about that.
And I think Christian Gonzalez is gonna have a really good game against Nico Collins. He's been he's been there. Any receiver lines up in front of him, he's there. He ain't giving up bonehead plays. He don't quit on the plays. He's disciplined. His eyes are disciplined. His technique is good. It, I heard everything you saying, but on the flip side of it, C.J. Stroud, number one target is Nico, and I think Christian Gonzalez is going to affect that a lot too. So
Yeah, but I think people forgetting that Christian Kirk was 1,000 receiver yard guy earlier, and he just went for 150. And I don't
yeah,
think he should be slept on. Also, Dalton Schultz should be slept on either. And also,
yeah,
uh, I kind of like the Texans. Our running back
but
duo isn't the worst, but I think they could compete with. I
I
think
think
they can
they
run the ball.
no, I think they running back duo is good considering it wasn't even supposed to be Woody Marks, right? It was supposed to be the
Joe
running back
Mixon.
that came from the Bengals.
Mm-hmm. Mixon.
Yeah, so I said it was crazy because like both the AFC North running backs from the Bengals and the Browns ended up in Houston,
Oh yeah,
like
right.
both of them, which is the craziest thing.
No,
But yeah,
okay.
but and then obviously we talked about the Bills and Broncos. We both picked the Bills this go around. So yeah, that's hey, I hope this is a good weekend of ball. Um, I think it might be one blowout if I'm being honest.
Wait, who?
Like if it depending on the play, it could be the Rams Seahawks game.
Oh, okay.
The Rams, if that defense
Uh-huh.
get going, it could be a
Yeah.
blowout. So I ain't gonna say a blowout. I'm gonna say a double digit win,
I know
two
what you mean.
touchdown win.
Yeah,
You know
like
what
a
I mean? Yeah.
14.
So
Yeah, 10,
yeah.
14.
But yeah. So yeah, man, I'm excited about this week of ball. I'm excited that this season has been a great season and the
It really
culmination of all
has.
these games. It's been one of those like I ain't gonna lie, these last few years of ball has been insane. Like if it's been the trend of some games, like if it one weekend all the games come down to a field goal or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
or you
Yeah.
know what I mean, like a weekend of everybody putting it on the other team. Like it's been crazy how consistent it has been across the board in the NFL.
Yeah.
I can't say the same for college, obviously, but yeah, I'm excited about like the way the season comes to an end with the possibility of two like in college, a team hosting the national championship at their crib, even though they're not the home team, and then it'll be the same thing in the NFL where if the 49ers make it to the Super Bowl, hosting the Super Bowl at the crib, like it's they getting their ratings up for sure. I don't know how
Yeah.
they making it happen. I ain't gonna say it's scripted, but they getting their ratings up for sure to make sure it's gonna
Nah,
work out
I
that
don't
way.
think it's scripted. I
I don't
think
think I'm just bullshit.
college and NFL, I think this has been one of the better seasons, bro. Like for NFL, I still can't tell you. I don't know who's gonna win. I don't think there's the favorite team really. I think there's a lot of teams who can win this thing. And with college, I mean, nobody would expect it Miami. I mean, a lot of folks really wouldn't expect Indiana. So I mean, we here now, and I love that jump because it's fresh teams. I think it's fresh teams with NFL too. Well, maybe if of course if Matt didn't make it. Other than that, then
Or
after
the
yeah,
Bills.
with
Like
Josh,
it's two reoccurring teams that's been prevalent and been in the postseason for
yeah.
like repeat offenders, or three, because the
Oh,
49ers as well.
oh yeah.
And the Eagles was that. But like when you look at the grand scheme of it, like it's all these young talent, new quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
There's like the torch is being handed over. So I'm excited about it,
Yeah, it's
man.
a chance for
It's been
every NFL team except one to get their first ring, like quarterback,
hmm
besides Matt. But yeah,
yeah.
yeah, because
Yeah.
Hurts he just got booted. I think yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And Rogers out of there.
That's true. But like we said, like the season coming to an end, so it's been a great culmination of games, great postseason so far. So obviously, with the season coming to an end, we actually will get the chance to swing into what we really want the Cram School podcast to be about, right? So we like to look at film, do player evaluations, and talk trash, or even crack jokes on it, but from a perspective of we're looking at film, breaking down film, and like explaining the game in a way that we were taught when we were playing college ball. So, I mean, go ahead if you want to explain it and I guess take over from her like to explain it.
Sure, why not? All right, so of course the film that we gonna look at is college stuff. Cause we love the NFL draft as well, so we gonna talk about the NFL draft on top of that. The guys, I mean, we're gonna be looking at, of course, receivers. Yeah, y'all know we love receivers. Mostly offensive guys, because I mean, we play on the offensive side, and of course, we're gonna look at some DBs too, linebackers. We're gonna look at everybody. Why not? Also, this is a learning experience for all of us, because I mean, we don't know, of course, everything, and of course, y'all who watching don't know everything either. So I mean, we're gonna teach y'all a little stuff. Maybe y'all can teach us a little stuff. So it's just a whole big old thing. Everybody, we just watching film together. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna be, like you said, we're gonna be talking some junk, saying like why we like this person, why we don't like this person. So it's gonna be cool.
Find some blocks that we like, that or moments where a player went above and beyond for a teammate to make sure the play got made. You know what I mean? So like we're excited about it. I think this is where you're gonna really get to see like our perspective of how we view ball. You know what I mean? Like it ain't too many different perspectives on how to take in a game. It's considering the object of the game is to score or prevent scoring. You know what I mean? But we look at it from, oh, it was this read to this read, and how what could possibly be going through the players' minds on certain plays. So we're excited about actually getting into what Cram School Podcast means to us and how we view film and how we talk about the game. And we hope y'all stick around and actually enjoy the journey with us, because obviously the season coming to an end. So we just want to put y'all in a position to understand the game a little bit more. So the next season, as it rolls around, you can look at the game a little bit differently too, and understand why coaches call certain plays or concepts are drawn up, or why like, oh, it could have been this easy, but that wasn't in the game plan when they script the plays for the week and stuff like that. So yeah, we want to just really get into that, and honestly, hopefully enlighten some people. And like you said, we students of the game, so obviously, if you know a little bit, then you feel entitled to comment and share your knowledge with us. We welcome it. You know what I mean? Like we always gonna welcome knowledge about the game, welcome knowledge about life. So continue to just lock in with us and continue to be there and support us. And just let us know what y'all think, man.
Yeah. So do we got anything else, my boy?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's been a good episode. I think we at that point of let's what I mean, let's figure out how we hook, line, and sink this audience that's watching us. You know what I mean? So with that being said, this has been a Cram School Podcast.
You know it,
I'm your
man.
host. I'm your host, Kel.
And it is your other host, Johnny Boy.
Johnny boy. So hey, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to share the pod with your family and your friends, and tell them to check in with us, man.
All right, y'all boys.